Hello, Internet. This is a butt baby. A prosthetic baby that can be inserted deep into the loving embrace of a rectum, where a trans woman can experience and celebrate the miracle of childbirth. Now, unfortunately, this is a little misleading. Nowhere is the product explicitly advertised for transgender women on any of the products, I could find at least. However, out of the two websites I found that had similar products, one being Weapons of Ass Destruction and the other being simpregnate.com, two real shops as far as I know that make these handmade toys. One site says their intended use is for male pregnancy play, and the other says it's a novelty item that isn't actually meant to be inserted into the rectum. However, I guess we're splitting hairs a bit because if a trans woman did want to simulate a pregnancy, I don't see how else they'd do it. In fact, we have one known case of someone actually managing to fully insert it, however they couldn't get it out so they needed to go get it medically removed, and they didn't mention whether it was a trans woman or not, so it is Reddit after all, they probably wouldn't say whether it was anyway. I also found a book called The Butt Baby, and the description reads, Chuck is a regular married guy on the surface. When a drunken orgy at the home of his high school buddy turns wild, he rediscovers the joys of sex with men, well, with one man in particular, Nick the Dick. In a perverse mishap, Chuck ends up with a fetus in his rectum. It's alive and affects everything he does. He loses his wife and daughter, spirals out of control, but finally finds refuge in the arms of the one man who told him he could never love him. Chuck's contribution to science pale in comparison to the incredible sex that awaits him after his pregnancy is over. Peter Schutz wrote this body sexual novella in the last year of his life, 1981. Humor and cynicism dominate an otherwise pornographic tale. Now, I'm not even going to set a goal for me to read this. The answer is no before any one of you ask, which I know you will. But today's video is going to be about a trans woman named Gabrielle Derone, who simulated his own version of a pregnancy for 37 weeks. Now, before we continue, I should have said it in the last video verbally, but I don't want any of you contacting anyone I talk about on the channel in any way, because someone did that last video, and although it worked out fine, we have an interview with that Reddit user coming Tuesday. I don't want to set a precedent. If I find out you did it, I will ban you from the channel and any platform associated with my channel. Like, seriously guys, don't be fucking retarded. Is it really that hard to look and not touch? We learned this shit in kindergarten, and I'm being serious, y'all. Do not do it. But anyway, this is either the most elaborate troll ever, but given how active their Facebook is, I think it's actually real. This person joined a support group for pregnant women, and it goes just how you imagine. Let me read some of the messages. Gabrielle Derone is a trans person who pretended to be pregnant for more than 37 weeks, taking drugs to stimulate contractions and stimulate the production of maternal milk. But that's not the worst part. The worst part comes now. He infiltrated a support group for pregnant women and new mothers and started asking real mothers to lend him their children so he could breastfeed them. He claimed it would help him overcome the anxiety of dysphoria, and I don't know what other excuse. The worst part is that there were sick people in the group who, because they were way too progressive and didn't want to be labeled as transphobic, went along with his game. Now, the first comment that we have screenshotted is, Natasha, I have given longer answers to this in previous comment threads, but the short answer is that I am a transgender woman with severe dysphoria, centering around my inability to carry, birth, and feed my own child. Through lots of research and dedication, I've been simulating a pregnancy to the best of my ability and as accurately as possible despite limitations. I am now over 40 weeks into my journey and plan to produce my own milk, which I intend to donate if possible. This group has provided me a lot of support on this complicated and unique journey, so I keep the group updated on my efforts, and they even got 2 hearts. Terminology note, please use people assigned male. Oh god, already telling them what to do. Here are complications with delays and alternative methods. I am using an electrical muscle stimulator to force contractions, so a water birth would be unsafe. If and when this happens, it is 99% likely it will happen in a bed. I don't want to be the one controlling and timing my own pain, but I might have to be the strong one and figure out how to operate the device while also concentrating on my breathing. A warrior task, yes. A warrior task. Oh my god. But it might be my only option at this point, barring a miracle person stepping up. If I do this on my own at home, I'll need to cooperate with my high uncooperative future ex-wife, with whom I still share space. I'll need her to agree to take the kids and herself out of the house so I can do this? I don't really want to have that? Okay, they meant highly uncooperative future ex-wife, but oh my god. Okay, so they're going through a divorce right now while trying to do this, dude. This is fucking wild. Do you have any close friends with nursing infants? I have one friend with a nursing infant, but I would have a hard time thinking I could even pose that question to her. YouTube videos. Hadn't thought of that. And if I leak in public, oh well. At least I'll know I'm producing. If the baby is well established, you can certainly ask. I wouldn't do it with my newborn, but with my 5-month-old baby, sure. I wouldn't have a problem. Oh my god, someone agreed to it. It just seems like such a deeply personal and uncomfortable ask. My friend knows I'm on this journey. This situation would be so much better if she offered. I would feel a lot better about it. What the fuck is domperidone? Mothers on domperidone? Domperidone is a medicine that increases the movements or contractions of the stomach or bowel. Wait, so this person literally created a support group for women who are using like anti-nausea medication. Domperidone is not usually recommended in pregnancy. There is limited information available about the use of this medicine in pregnant people. What? What the fuck is going on then? You guys know I'm certainly not a doctor, but maybe someone in my chat is. Let me know what the fuck is happening here. As I wait for the time to come, a lot of things are swimming through my mind. Since there will be no baby after Saturday, see my previous posts if confused. A member of this group asked if I had a close friend who would be willing to let me nurse their baby. That nearly made me cry because in the absence of my own child, feeding another person's child would be a dream scenario. Of course, asking someone if I can nurse their child seems wildly inappropriate. No shit. If someone were to offer, however, that would be an invaluable gift. If there's a scenario where something like this could be possible. Sorry, dude, reading this I'm really not high enough to fucking read this shit. Additional thought, oxytocin is an important factor in triggering letdowns, correct? With no baby crying, no latching, only pumping. Should I consider oxytocin spray to give myself a better chance? I would be open to hearing the pros and cons, and if yes, start immediately or just dome doses first to find a sweet spot to boost supply. Wait, are they taking this drug to produce milk? Thank you again for the incredible level of support and love you have shown me. Does domperidone cause lactation? There it is. They stimulate the release of prolactin, which simulates breast production. They're trying to actually create milk as a fully grown man. Holy shit, guys. These are the ramblings of someone who is in dire need of help. You guys know I do my best to try to give you the most balanced perspective, so here it goes. This person is severely mentally ill, and there are two groups in society that do them an incredible disservice, but are justified in their own way. Those who see them as degenerates that disrupt the social order, and those who capitulate to their delusions that disrupt the social order. This person needed help a long time ago, and I'm afraid the longer they live this fantasy, the more radical they will become. You never see people who had good childhoods or whose mental health and social life were stable become transgender or engage in these type of fetishes. These are almost always outcasts, and I think they're the product of a disconnected, apathetic society that has given the people the tools to engage in whatever debauchery they want to without any limitations via the internet. And because the debauchery is all they have left, they will stop anyone who tells them they can't engage with it anymore. It's all they have to protect. So the people who don't outright reject them, i.e. the institutions and those people who are much more socially liberal, act in accordance to their desires without much pushback, because a lot of the time what they really needed was a loving home and friends, and maybe they didn't get that because they're weird or ugly or unsociable for whatever reason. But now that they're adults, they are expected to exist entirely on their own accord without any further guidance, and it's truly a sad situation, and I'm afraid the answer is one that many people aren't willing to give them because it would be a large investment in time and energy in a world that demands so much of you already. All they really needed was a friend or normal support system, and unfortunately, much like many people who are chronically depressed, they are just more likely to seek self-destructive behavior, in this case becoming less and less socially inept on purpose. But that is my synopsis, and I think it applies to many outcasts within our society, but this is just a different, more politically charged flavor of it. But alright, enough of the depression, let's look into the average life of a trans woman and see what we can find. Alright, so this is their account. G. Daron, princess, mother of two, Little League umpire, Girl Scout troop leader, dreamer, lover of Disney, of course, intelligent conversation, cats, movies, good food, she, her. San Francisco Bay Area, no one could have guessed. Joined in 2011, wow, this is an OG account in America too, so it's not Indian. Alright, and this is what our suspect looks like. Volunteer umpire and umpire instructor, Little League International, children, troop leader, Girl Scouts of Northern California. 37 weeks into my simulated pregnancy, still being a busy worker bee when not taking selfies. Oh my god, they have Disney posters in the background, and it looks like they work in a cubicle. Here's some more pictures. Trans woman praised for still going to work despite being on week 37 of her simulated pregnancy. I am literally simulating a pregnancy right now to address the dysphoria of not being able to carry a child, she said. Now, the person who made this image is actually an account that I don't really trust that much because they come up with a bunch of stuff that I can't verify at all that has to do with like similar topics like either trans women wanting like period leave or something, but I can't find any more stories. But it so happened that there was a lot of information about this person because they are terminally online, it seems. At least they were. They stopped posting completely in September 29, 2020. In January 2018, I was selected for New York Times video series Conception, which features unique ways people have experienced motherhood. Oh my god. They saw dad, she was mom. I don't think I can watch this because I don't know if this music is copyrighted at all, but I mean, you guys can go check it out. It's only 4 minutes. I realized it has been over a month since I've taken a selfie. I've been going through some mental struggles lately that have taken a lot of energy, but yesterday I wore my Minnie Mouse dress. I was feeling pretty good, and here's the result. Okay, we got the earrings too. What is it with Disney? What is it with these people being obsessed with Disney? Like, Disney sucks now. Like, Disney is at its worst it's ever been, but I guess this is like a millennial thing. How does one celebrate a birthday in pandemic times? Walk across the Golden Gate Bridge for starters. Tiara required. I wore mask and social distanced. How brave. The mask just came off for the photo op. Wow, why do you have to clarify that? You're out fucking side. Oh my god, the lipstick, it's smeared here, and the makeup looks so cakey. God, I feel bad for these people. Jesus, need some help, man. Dysphoria is hitting me hard tonight. Sadly, San Francisco Pride has necessarily been canceled. Still can't find toilet paper. Oh, okay, this is during the pandemic. I was about to say, why the fuck do you need to put that on your Twitter? Oh my god, dude, they weren't lying. 15th Little League season by training at an intensive week-long academy. See, it wasn't actually a joke. I think a lot of people like to make like these propaganda stories, but this seems like as legit as it can get. The princess found a throne to sit on tonight? Oh my god, dude, look at the car. Look, they got 2 cars. Or whatever, I don't know if it's their house or not, but dude, I fucking love these cars. I can't identify like the brand or anything, but the time period is definitely goated. Just a lot of selfies, holy shit. Even more and more selfies, bro. They always do the same face too. Oh, look at that, more Mickey. Or I guess Minnie in this instance. Nah, I was definitely right the first time. My husband is now totally gone. Let me change that perspective for you. Your wife is right there. You just aren't interested anymore. That is fucking insane. That is crazy. Hey, I'm a totally different person now. Why won't you accept me? The selfies just never fucking end. Holy shit. Post-op? Wait, are they... Wait, I am a rock star princess around the hospital. Patients, nurses, and doctors are all taking notice, and it's not just the candy I'm handing out or the tiara I wear when I walk. I am using stairs, hallways. What? Pain with high dose Tylenol? Did they try the butt baby? Is that why they're in the hospital? Oh my god, dude. Holy shit. It's Snow White. What's funny is that this is actually way more accurate than the remake they had. Alright, it seems like this account has been pretty much totally abandoned. I'm sure you can find a lot of very interesting posts here, but a lot of them just seem like they're, I don't know, just rants about whatever. Transition has been both lightning fast and painfully slow, blah blah blah. More baseball. Oh, this is Pride, I guess. But yeah, like I said, please do not contact this person at all. I think they abandoned their profile, so it wouldn't even matter. We're just looking at what, a glimpse into the life of someone like this, and apparently they had a family before, and that seems to have completely collapsed. Like I said, these people are not in good mental health. I want to see what this person looked like before they decide to transition and everything. But anyway, guys, I'm going to leave you on that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you to all my base gods, base legends, super based, and base certified members. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.